Put on your headphones, my friends, because not only your ears, but also your mind will increase your excitement. So let's get this started. In a world that often feels cluttered and chaotic, the path to personal growth and fulfillment can seem elusive. We are bombarded with messages telling us that happiness and success are dependent on external factors: a better job, a nicer house, more stuff. But what if the key to unlocking our true potential lies not in the material realm, but within the depths of our own being? This is the story of one person's journey of self discovery and the powerful lessons they learned about the transformative power of inner cultivation. Through a series of profound experiences, they came to understand that the seed of change is always present, waiting to be nourished and grown. It is a story that reminds us that the answers we seek are not found out there, but rather within the fertile soil of our own minds and hearts. So join me now as we embark on a transformative journey, one that has the power to cultivate the seeds of change within each and every one of us. It all began on an ordinary day when our protagonist, let's call them Jamie, was going about their usual routine. Jamie was a busy professional, constantly juggling the demands of work, family, and social obligations. Like so many of us, they found themselves caught in a whirlwind of activity, always rushing from one task to the next, never quite feeling satisfied or at peace. One morning, as Jamie was rushing to the office, they happened to glance out the window of their car and noticed a small sapling pushing its way through the cracks in the concrete. Something about the resilience and determination of this tiny plant captivated Jamie's attention. In that moment, they felt a deep stirring within, a sense that this unassuming seedling held a message, a lesson that they needed to learn. From that day on, Jamie couldn't help but notice the plants and trees that were thriving all around them, even in the most unlikely of places. They began to see the world through a different lens, one that recognized the innate power of nature to transform and regenerate, even in the face of adversity. As Jamie's fascination with the natural world grew, they found themselves drawn to a local community garden, a vibrant oasis of greenery and life amidst the concrete jungle of the city. Wandering through the rows of flourishing vegetables and flowers, Jamie felt a sense of peace and wonder that had been missing from their life. One day, while admiring a particularly lush tomato plant, Jamie was approached by an elderly gardener whose weathered face radiated a calm, serene energy. "You seem drawn to this garden," the gardener observed. "Would you like to learn more about how to cultivate your own little piece of this paradise?" Jamie hesitated for a moment, unsure of whether they had the time or the skills to take on such a task. But there was something about the gardener's kind, inviting demeanor that made them feel safe and open to the possibility. "I would love that," Jamie replied, a spark of excitement kindling within them. And so began Jamie's journey into the world of gardening and cultivation. Week after week, they would return to the community garden, learning from the wise, experienced gardeners about the art of tending to the soil, selecting the right seeds, and nurturing the delicate balance of life that thrives in a healthy garden. As Jamie's hands dug into the rich, earthy soil, they began to feel a profound connection to the natural cycles of growth and renewal. They marveled at the way a tiny seed, with the right conditions, could transform into a vibrant, flourishing plant, bearing nourishing fruit or brilliant flowers. Through their time in the garden, Jamie started to notice parallels between the lessons they were learning about cultivating plants and the challenges they faced in their own life. They noticed, for instance, that the healthiest plants were the ones that had been carefully tended to with consistent watering, weeding, and nourishment. Just like these plants, my own growth and well-being requires consistent care and attention, Jamie realized. I can't expect to thrive if I'm constantly neglecting my own needs and pushing myself to the brink of burnout. Another important lesson Jamie learned was the value of patience and trust in the process. They observed how the gardeners would carefully tend to their seedlings, never rushing the natural timeline of growth and development. A plant, can't be forced to grow on my schedule, Jamie acknowledged. It has its own natural rhythm, and the more I can align with that, the more nourishing the harvest will be. Jamie also noticed the way the gardeners celebrated the diversity of their little garden oasis. They don't try to force everything to be the same, Jamie observed. Each plant, each living being, has its own unique qualities and contributions to make. This realization struck a chord within Jamie, who had always struggled with feelings of inadequacy and a need to conform to societal expectations. Maybe I don't have to be like everyone else, they pondered. Maybe my unique gifts and talents are exactly what I need to cultivate in order to truly thrive. Inspired by the lessons of the garden, Jamie began to make intentional changes in their own life. They started carving out time each day to tend to their own inner landscape, just as the gardeners tended to the soil and plants. This might involve meditation, journaling, or simply taking a mindful walk in nature. Jamie also became more attuned to the rhythm of their own body and mind, learning to honor their natural cycles of energy and rest. They let go of the relentless perfectionism that had previously driven them and instead embraced a more nurturing, patient approach to their own growth and development. As Jamie's inner landscape began to shift, they started to notice profound changes in their external life as well. Relationships that had once felt strained and draining began to blossom with new vitality and connection. Tasks at work that had once felt like burdens now sparked a sense of purpose and fulfillment. Most significantly, Jamie discovered a newfound sense of clarity and direction in their life. Whereas before they had felt adrift, unsure of their true purpose, they now felt a deep, abiding connection to the rhythms of life itself. They knew with unwavering certainty that they were exactly where they needed to be, and that the seeds of their transformation were already taking root. As the months and years passed, Jamie continued to deepen their practice of inner cultivation. They experimented with different modalities, from mindfulness meditation to journaling, to creative expression, always seeking to uncover new layers of self-understanding and growth. Through this process, Jamie discovered that the seeds of change they had sown were bearing rich and nourishing fruit. They found that they were more resilient in the face of life's challenges, better able to navigate the ups and downs with a sense of equanimity and grace. Jamie also noticed that their relationships were becoming deeper and more fulfilling. They were able to approach others with a greater sense of compassion and understanding, and in turn found that their connection were more authentic and rewarding. Perhaps most importantly, Jamie discovered a profound sense of purpose and direction in their life. They no longer felt adrift, unsure of their path. Instead, they knew with certainty that they were here to make a positive difference in the world, whether through their work, their personal relationships, or their contributions to their community. As Jamie reflected on their journey, they marveled at how much had changed since that fateful day when they had first noticed the resilient sapling pushing through the concrete. They realized that the seed of change had been within them all along, just waiting to be nurtured and cultivated. And so Jamie's story serves as a powerful testament to the transformative power of inner cultivation. By embracing the lessons of the garden, the importance of patience, the value of diversity, the need for consistent care and attention, they were able to unlock their own true potential and to blossom into the vibrant, purposeful individual they were always meant to be. My friends, the moral of this tale is clear. The seed of change is always present within us, waiting to be nourished and grown. It is up to us to tend to the fertile soil of our own minds and hearts, to create the condition for transformation to take root and flourish. So let us take inspiration from the resilient sapling, the thriving garden, and the journey of our protagonist Jamie. Let us embrace the power of inner cultivation and trust in the wisdom of the natural world to guide us on the path to fulfillment and self-actualization. For within each of us lies the seed of change, the key to unlocking our true potential. All we need to do is start cultivating.